So I'm going to brush through. We went through the presentation slides yesterday to make people know that there is not a lot. So I'm going to brush through it in 2 minutes. We spoke about what charts are, and I remember the first class, we were shown how to, impute charts. So I'm going to show us how to do it. That is also not going to take time. Then we'll go to pivot tables. I explained a pivot table. Most of these formulas that I've been doing, pivot table enables us to do it faster, meaning it saves the time of writing formulas for some of them. So it's like moving from, instead of going through stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, pivot table makes you move from stage 1 to stage 4 straight. Then for those that need to go through it, I already explained, I've put a guideline on how to use pivot table. Then these are the 4 columns, the 4 areas in pivot table, which you will see when we start the pivot table aspect. Majorly filters, we have the columns, the rows and values, and you'll see examples of how they work. And creating charts, I'm going to show us how to create charts from pivot table today. Then after doing that, honestly, after doing that, you can call yourself an upcoming data analyst, because you already know up to this aspect with Excel. Yeah, and that's all. So kindly open, I sent to the group chat. Sorry, let me see if there's any extra person. Okay, so I sent to the group chat demonstration. So if you are with your laptops, kindly open it quickly. Let me wait 1 minute. Remember, for every single thing I sent, at least I put, so when you do your own personal study, I give you instructions at least. So you say you know how did he go to this place? There's always a guide. Go to the insert tab, pick a chart, pick a column, sure you get. So first of all, before we start looking at the chart instructions, this is a table, a data set, and we want to create a chart from this data set. Now, how it works is, me, I like to highlight. Sometimes it's not compulsory you highlight. Sometimes Excel already understands what you are doing. I'm highlighting it, then I'm going to the insert tab. From insert tab, this chart column. You can pick a chart from there. If you click on recommended charts, to show the best form of charts that you can use for it. Let me close it again. You highlight, go to insert, you come to charts. In this chart column, you see the different kind of charts you can use. If you want to use a bar chart or column chart, you can select any from here. Let me select one so you can see. This is a 2D column chart.
Sorry, sir. Please, are you teaching us from your screen? Because I can't see anything from here.
Sorry, thank you very much.
You are not presenting, we can't see your screen.
Yes, I'm going to start. Thank you for telling me that. Okay. So I'm going to start all over again. Share screen. Okay, can you see my screen once again? Can you see my screen now? Please confirm to me that you can see my screen.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. Thank you very much, Buki Bami. Okay, so let's go back. Now I said we should open the charts. We should open the charts on our, I sent it to the group chat. Let me tag it for those that have not seen it. Okay, I've tagged it for those who want to see it. Now, so I was saying, Okay, since you were not seeing my screen, let me go through this again. Let me go through this from the beginning once again. So I was saying we talk about charts. We are going to talk about charts and see the different kind of charts in Excel. Now, one thing you need to know is that charts are limited in Excel compared to when you move to Power BI. When you move to Power BI, you will see more charts that you can use, but you already understand, the concept from Excel, and you understand when to use a particular kind of chart. Then we are going to move to pivot table. In pivot table, most of those it helps you run a quick summary or a fast summary when you have large amount of data. Even with small data, you can do it, but pivot table makes it faster when you have large data. So unlike a normal Excel sheet where you move from stage one to stage two to stage three to stage four, like okay, you have to clean, okay, write this formula, sum equals to this. In pivot table, it helps you do that straight. So you can just click the command, that is what I want it to do, and it does it for me straight. Remember, I told you might not really understand this now until we get to pivot table. Then for those who want to go through this, I've given us, a step-by-step guide on how to build a pivot table. And these are the four major areas when working with pivot table. We have the filters, the columns, the rows, and the values. You already know what column and row is. Filter is just you filtering, okay, this is what I want to show in the table. So narrow it down to so, category. Then we have, the values. If you want to sum, if you want to add, if you want to find the average, if you want to find the minimum, the maximum, if you want to count all these works, then this is the step-by-step guide in preparing, a chart, which you are going to do. You are bringing a chart out of your pivot table. So yeah, that's all. Sorry that I didn't show this before. So let's go back. If you've opened this, so I'll show you now how chart works. The normal way chart works. We highlight once again. So we have a table with values, the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, with different products. And you want to see a chart from it. Then you come to the insert column. Now in this chart, what do you say? Charts, sets over here. You have different kind of charts that you can use. You can check what kind of chart. There's the combo chart. When you click, it shows you the different charts that can come from it. The waterfall. There's the surface chart. Let me delete this. So in charts, this is the 2D column chart, a 3D column chart, a bar chart. So it depends on what chart you want to pick. Let's see. There's line charts. Most times, line chart works best when you're working with years or months. You understand? Or even the quarter itself. Line charts works best with that when selecting. But pivot table, when we get there, it's going to show you how you pick your category, and there's pie charts. You click like whatever you want. So let's just pick a chart now. Let's say we want to pick, and there's recommended chart. What recommended chart does is that based on the data sets that you have, it shows you the possible charts that it feels. So Excel is like thinking for you. Okay, these are the possible charts that you can use. So you can call me and always like check how would this look like. So based on what insights you want to see, recommended chart gives you a set and you pick the one that you want, as long as you can understand it and you can communicate it to the stakeholders or a non-data analyst. Are we together? So let's just pick a chart. I'm picking this. I press what? Okay. Now this is a single chart, a column chart. What is it doing now? What is this chart showing me? It's showing me the products for each quarter. So it's showing me the sum of products for each quarter. What sales did they make? this blue is telling you that this is what Q1. So in Q1 for product A, it was what 45,000. You understand? For product B, for product A in Q2, second quarter 52, and so on. So that's how it is. Here showing you the for the quarters, the horizontal axis is showing us what the product, while the vertical axis is showing us what the sales, the amount that they sold for each of the products. So basically that is all about charts. Now it now depends on what charts are you trying to give, what are they trying to see. So we can use chart filters to narrow down what you want to see. In case for those that didn't see chart filter here. So we can click on it and say, okay, I don't want you to show me all of them. Just show me for Q1 and Q3 for just product A. And click apply. So can you see it has changed here? So we have just for the first quarter and the third quarter and just one product. So product A 45,000 for Q1 and Q3 what 58,000. That is all about chart. So I implore you to when you are free during your free time, play with charts. So let's answer questions now. Play with different kind of charts. Now these are the instructions. What is the first one? It says what? Select sales. Sorry, who's that?
Sorry, please, if I may ask, where do you get the chart filter from?
Okay, let's do it once again. So yeah, I say you go to the insert tab. This is insert beside home up here. Let me try and increase this a bit. So this is the insert up here. Now there's a section called charts. So for some people, it can be in this place. It can be this place. Just look for that section where you have what charts in it. There's a section called charts. Then there are different kind of charts that I said were there, but we used what recommended. We used a recommended chart and we selected what this chart. Now you can choose any charts. Recommended chart just shows you the different kind of charts that Excel is recommending for you to use for your product, for your chart, for your insight, for your visualization. While you can decide also that okay, I don't want to use from recommended charts. Let me close this. I want to pick a chart of my choice. This is what I want. I want a 3D chart. Any of your choice. So let me use this 3D chart again. Let me just pick one this time. The 3D chart. Now let me put this here. Now the next one I said if you want to filter from your chart. Now this painting is really nothing. It's okay. It's just you adding extra aesthetics. Can you see? Extra aesthetics to your design, how you want it to look like. So you can just check it out during your free time. You can just check how it looks like. Then we have the plus. Now okay, let me just use this to explain everything about a single chart for you. But before that, let me explain this part. I said this is the filter tab. What this filter does is that okay, I don't want you to show me everything in this chart. I want you to show me for Q2. That's especially when you want to run a comparison and fourth quarter and show me for just product B and what product C. You do that. After doing this, you click on apply. Then your chart changes. Can we see it here? So it changes for Q2 and Q4 for what product B and product C, rather than for everything. That's how chart works. Now, if you want to add some extra, not features, you want to change some things in your chart. Let me use Ctrl Z. So I've sent this back. This is where this plus comes from. It's like, what do you want to show in your chart? If you click on axis, can you see that? Let me click on it again. I clicked on axis, meaning I don't want the axis to show. Can you see that nothing is showing here? The values are not showing here, and under it's not even showing you which products. It's not showing you product A, product B, C, D. Click on it again. It's showing you the values for the y-axis and the value for the what x-axis. And there's what axis title. Axis title, what it means that okay, for that axis so that we are picking, what should be the title? Let me click on it again. Axis title is off now. If I click on it, I can say okay, for this place, I want it to be sales. So you can give the title of your choice. And here I want it to be what? I want this to be product. Let me close this. So this is me giving what the axis title that I want for for my chart. If I want chart title, you can just double click here, number one, or you can come here and say, okay, I don't want chart title to show. If you want the chart title to show, we are clicking on it. So yeah, you just click on what you want to show in your chart and what you don't want to show in your chart. So I'm giving this a chart title of, now it's your choice. You can do product sales. So we're giving it what? A chart title of our choice. Then there's data labels. You click on it, it's giving you the labels on top. Most times people don't use it. It depends, except your data set or your charts are just minimal. Maybe you just have 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 bars. That is favorable to use the value on top. And when doing that, you know that you're not putting this. So and we have what data table is putting the table. This table that we highlighted is putting it under for us. So that is all about the features of a chart. Please, does anyone have questions before I continue? Because we are going to solve, we're about to go and solve those questions. Let me just delete this chart. Let me see if there's any question on it. Okay. Okay, let's continue. Now, chart instruction. What did he say? Select cells A3 to D7, including what? Headers. I want us to be doing it the way it's telling us. They said what? A3. So what? D7. That's what we've done. Go to insert tab, column chart, and what you should pick what? Clustered column. So we are going to insert. This is where column chart is. And this is a what? Clustered column. We have the 2D and the 3D. This is stacked column. Can you see showing it on top? This is what? 100% stacked column. So let's pick what? Clustered what? Column. That's what it told us to pick. We've done that. What's the next chart instruction? It said your chart will show quarterly sales by product. So it's exactly the first thing that we did. It's just doing it again, but with a different form of chart. Remember, so we can come here, click the chart title, and let's use what it says here. Quarterly sales by product. So we can put our chart title to be what? Quarterly sales by column, by product. So like this, we've done one chart. Forget this format area. I'm going to show us more explanation on this when we get to bringing out charts from pivot table. But most time, whenever I click on a chart, double click on a chart, it's going to come out. So this is all about the first question. So let's see the second question now. Charts. Once you get to charts and pivot table, as long as you understand what you're doing, they are the easiest part of Excel. In fact, the hardest part of Excel is the beginning part that we just that we did, where you're trying to understand the data set and know what you need to do with this data set. So let's see the second one. It said create a line chart A3 to D7. Can you see again showing insert tab, line chart, and what? Line with markers. So it's telling us to use line with markers this time. So this is still highlighted. So let's come again. A3 to D7. Remember, always go to your insert tab. Then come to what? This is a line chart here. I said we should pick one line chart with one markers. So we check this line, this stacked line chart, this 100% stack line. This is line chart with what? Markers. So we click on it and put it down here. So we've clicked on our line chart with what? Markers. Let's see if there's any extra. It shows what? Now, now we can come here, put error bars. If you're checking for error bars, checking for the data table, checking for what? The data labels. Is there a question? Okay. If you want the data labels, if you want the axis title, if you want up down bars on it, are we together? So I think that is all about line charts. Sorry, let me. I'm trying to close this. Okay. So that is all about line charts. I'm still going to show us later how to, highlight, show the one that we want, what we want to appear here. But sometimes now we can say that we don't want the product to be what is here. We want the Q1 to be here and the product to be, this line. When we get to pivot, creating the charts from pivot tables, you would understand that more. Over here, we can see, if we want to select switch row with column. I want it to look well, so I'm clicking on it again. Over here, when you've gotten to chart design, you can switch your row with column. If you click on it, can you see that it has changed? Now we have the Q1 here, the Q2 here, the Q3 here, and we have what? The products. We have the product over here. Let's put it back. I hope we all understand what I just did now. Let me click on it again. Switching row with column. I clicked on this. Now it has changed this Q1 as now on the y-axis, while for the lines, it has changed to product A, product B, product C, and what? Total. For the different, this Q1 for this marker, Q2, Q3, Q4. So chart is just something you pick the right charts, then you play around it, to your taste and the taste of the person that you are, showing your insights to. Because as a data analyst, your main job, aside all the work you've done from the beginning, is letting the people that you work for understand what you have done. And when they can understand it, it's not by looking at where you did some or average. It's by seeing your charts and seeing them. When we get to pivot table, seeing them very interactive, and it should be visually appealing, and you also learn how to use the right colors. So the last one is what? Pie charts. It says select what? Cells A3 to A7 and E3 to E7. Now I want you to see how I'll select it. Please, I need you all to look. It says select A3 to A7. So you press your shift button, you hold control, come to E, press your shift again towards E7. Let me say it again. A3 to A7. You click on A3, that is the quarter. Press your shift button. Then you come down. Then you come to E, sorry. Then press your control button. Click on E3. Now press your shift button, control, press your shift button and press the down button. You highlight straight to E7. So you've picked the only things you wanted to select. And it said we should give it what? A pie chart. Now they didn't tell us the type of pie chart it wants, just a normal pie chart. So we'll go back to our insert. This is pie chart here. We click on it. We click on 2D. You can click on 3D if you want. 2D pie charts. Let me go down. So this is what a pie chart. Now you can put if you want the values to show. So data labels. Now this is the values what showing. So once we are done with this thing, with this class, find time. Although I'm going to give assignments, find time to play around more of charts. But let me see. Let me use 1 minute. Use 1 minute to go look at what we've done so far. And let me see if anybody has questions before we go to pivot tables. This is all about charts. That is all. Charts is just looking at the data sets and picking the charts that you want to use for it. Is there any question? I don't think there's a question.
Sorry, please.
Okay. What's your question, Bukibami?
Yes, please.
Can you hear you?
I said for the selection of those two column.
Okay, I should go through it again.
Yes. So
Okay.
before you created the pie charts.
Okay, so this is what I did. It had given us 2 columns to create from A3 to A7 and what? The total, which is E3 to E7. All this while I've been showing us how to, highlight everything that we want. This is highlighting everything. Now, we really have specific columns that we want to highlight. I said when you get to the first column, you use shift and you highlight whatever you want to shift down, or you can even use shift control down. Do you understand? It will highlight everything. Then you still leave your hand on your control button. Your hand should remain on only that control button. Then you now come here to the next one you want to highlight. You first click on it. You hold your shift button, then your down arrow. So you've highlighted for the 2 sections you want to use. Let me go over it one more time. You click the first column that you want to use. You highlight everything down. You can use your shift button or your control and shift. Control and shift button helps you do it at once, one time. Remember, you're holding the 2 together. Then you leave your hand on just your control button, only your control button. Then you come and click the next column that you want to use. So I click on it. Now I put my hand back on my control and shift button. Remember, my hand is still on my control button. And I press my shift button and my down arrow, and it has highlighted everything like that. Do you understand that, Bami? Buki Bami, do you
Yes, sir.
understand that? Okay,
Yes.
that's good. Is there any other question before we move to pivot tables? Okay, I don't think. Let me see. Okay, I don't think there's any question. So let's move to the other sheet. Is it the pivot table sheet? Please, if you can go and open it. 1 minute, please. Everybody to open the pivot table sheet. Okay. Okay, so please give me 1 minute. Okay, so back what I was saying when we're talking about power pivots over here, I said it's a powerful tool that helps you summarize large amount of data quickly. It finds patterns and trends in that same data and creates a report without you writing formulas. And it helps you analyze data from different perspectives. And you've seen the steps. So what I'm saying about one thing about pivot table is that let's assume.
Hello. I'm sorry,
Sorry.
please, I have a question. You know, as ISD, you're
Okay.
telling us that we should check our laptop that if we're able to see, is it the power pivots?
Power pivots, yes.
Yes, for me, I don't have it on my laptop. Mine
Okay.
stopped at view.
Okay, what version of Excel are you using? What year? Do you know the year?
Let me check. I think is it 2013 or something.
Okay. Okay, so for those that don't have it, just watch what I'm about to do. Go to your file tab. Please, for those that don't have it, I'm saying it again. We go to the file tab. Then you go to, for those that are not, there's not showing options. We're looking for options. So for some, the options might show here. If you're not seeing options tab, click on this more here. Click on more. Then you click on what? Options. Please, are you following me or should I start all over again?
Please, you can start all over again, please.
Okay. Let me close this. So here you go to your file tab. When you click on your file tab, you come to more. When you click on this, you see options. See options here. Click on options. After clicking on options, go to add-ins. Add-ins. Click on add-ins. Then after clicking on add-ins, you go to this manage drop down. Once again, after clicking on add-ins, you go to this manage drop down. Then you click on com add-ins. This is com add-ins here. When you click on the com add-ins, you click on go. Now, my own is click because I've added my own. But for your own now, you now check, is this click, this Microsoft Power Pivot for Excel? Look for it. Microsoft Power Pivot for Excel. Then when you click on it, click on OK. then it should appear. Were you able to do it?
I'm not able to do it yet, so I'm just still trying to navigate through the whole process.
Okay, where did you stop? So we will do it again. Should I go through it again from the beginning?
Yes, please do, please.
Okay. So I said again, you click on file. Once you click on file, you come to more. If your own is not showing more, but it's showing options in this place, you can see the options. Click on that options. If not, click on more, then click on options. Are you here? Are you here? Are you here now, Bukibami?
Yes, I'm now on options.
Okay, as this opened, can you see add-ins?
Okay. I've seen the headings.
Click on it.
Okay.
Now when you click on it, see this manage down here.
Okay.
You click on the drop down and click on com add-ins.
Okay.
COM add-ins. Click on it.
Yes. Yeah.
Then click on go.
Go. Okay.
Yes. Now
Alright.
you see inquire Microsoft data streamer. Click on the one that has Microsoft Power Pivot for Excel.
Okay.
Have you
Okay.
clicked on it?
Microsoft Office PowerPoint for Excel 2013.
Yes, Microsoft Power Pivot for Excel.
Okay.
Then
I've
click
clicked on
on
it.
OK.
Okay. I've done that.
Now check, is the Power Pivot showing up? Is it showing?
It's not showing.
Restart. You did everything I said you should do, and you clicked on OK, Abby.
Yes.
Now close your Excel and open it again.
Okay.
Close it and open it again.
I think maybe I should restart because it's still not showing even when I close the Excel.
Okay, restart your system, but it's supposed to show.
Okay.
Is there another person having this issue so I can review it once again? Is Bukibami the only one with this issue? Every other person doesn't have this issue. Yakubu Israel, Mayomi Courage, Dorati, Olayinka, Yakubu Monday.
Good evening. Yakubu Israel is good.
Okay, you are good. That's good. Who else? Bukibami, what is the update?
Yeah, I'm restarting my system, so still booting.
Okay. I'm just doing it once again for those who want to see it. You go to file, click on more, you click on options, you come to the add-ins. Then you click on Excel add-ins. Then you click on this com add-ins. You click on go. Then make sure this is selected. Microsoft Power Pivot for Excel. Make sure it is selected. Then you click what? Okay. I'm waiting. Let me wait 5 more minutes or 2 minutes for okay. Okay, but you've seen the process. So when you have access to the recordings, Olayinka, you can check. If it's not shown on your own, that's the process to put it for yourself. I'm just waiting a minute for booking so I can continue.
Hello, sir.
Is it
Hello.
showing now?
It's still not showing, but it's an existing Excel sheet that I'm trying to use. So I don't know. Because maybe I'm not getting it right. I've restarted the system, but it's still not showing.
It's okay. Just confirm with me one more time. Let's do this one more time.
Should I just open
Yeah.
any Excel sheet?
Any
Is it any Excel sheet I have to open? Anyone that is in existence? Or?
you can hold the Excel or new one as long as you've done it. It's supposed to be showing on your Excel sheet now. Open an Excel sheet. Let's see.
Okay, I've opened one now.
And it's not this power pivot here is not still showing.
It's not showing. After the view, it just is mic'd up on view. So I've not been able to see other options. So I went to option right now.
Okay, so
From the option,
file.
I click add ins.
Yes,
Then
add-ins.
went to manage.
On that manage, did you click this and click on com add-ins?
Yes, come add ins.
Okay.
Yes, I
And you
should
click
click
on
go.
go. Yes. Now,
On go.
did you ensure that Microsoft Power Pivot for Excel? Did you ensure that you clicked on it?
Yes, Microsoft Office Power Pivot for Excel
Clicked on
2020.
it.
I clicked on it. Or should I
You
need
press
to?
yes. Make sure it's clicked. This blue tick, this icon is showing
Okay,
in front
okay.
of
I
it.
think that's the issue is. Okay.
You've done that.
Yes, I think that was where the issue is. I've seen it.
Okay.
It's there now.
Now, okay. So we are going to.
It's there. Thank you.
So Power Pivot is simply okay. Let's continue. So Power Pivot is simply putting, say that I want this is an entire table: date, region, product, sales, units, revenue. It's an entire table. But now I'm now saying, no, I don't want you to. Okay. I'm now saying that no, I don't want you to show me the entire. Just give me a minute. So that's what I'm saying. So now I'm saying that I don't want you to give me the entire table. I want you to select some of them for me. Now, whenever you've gotten to the point where you want to use the Power Pivot, I always advise that you should not use the initial sheet. You make a duplicate of it just because of if you make a mistake. So how to create a duplicate is you highlight, sorry, you come here, this place that you can see sales transaction. Please, I want you all to follow where you can see sales transaction. you right click on it again, sales transaction, make sure you're on it. Sales transaction, you right click on it, then you go to move or copy. Move or copy, you click on it. When you click on it, you now, where do we want to put it? You can say, let's put it before the power pivot instructions. Let's put it before that place. So you create, you now click on, make sure you click on create a copy. Let me press cancel and show you again. You right click on this sales transaction. You click on move or copy. You go to power pivot, before power pivot instructions, before what sheet that was asking you. And make sure you click on create a copy. Then you click on what? Okay. Are we together? This sales transaction 2 is supposed to be showing now for everybody. Okay, so make sure we're all clicking on this sales transaction 2. So I believe everybody should have done that by now. So let's start. Now, whenever we want to start working with pivot tables, the first thing to do is you highlight everything. So I'm highlighting from date to revenue down to the end. Now I remember the fastest way I told you is you click on your control and shift. Now I've done my right arrow, that's gone to the last place. Then my down arrow, that's gone to what? The last place. Then we come to format as a table. See it up here. Format as a table. So we click on it. Now you pick whatever style you want. Pick any one of your choice. I picked mine. Please ensure you are working on the duplicate table and make sure this is clicked. My table what has headers. Ensure you're working on the duplicate sheet. Then click on this my table what has headers. Then press OK. So it should appear this way. Mine is appearing this way because of the form of formatting that I picked. But to know that it has worked, it should be showing this date region. Let me pick another format table so I can see it here. Format as a table. You click on it. You can pick any one of your choice. Click on my table as headers. Then click on what? Okay. Now can you see it? I've used a different one, so it has formatted everything what as a table. Pick any one of your choice. Let me see if there's any question. Okay. Let me continue. Now, what I'm going to do is we are going to create an extra sheet, a new sheet. Click on this button, this plus button down here. Click on it and rename the sheet as, to rename, you can double tap on it and rename it as pivot table. Let me do it again. Let me go through it again. Let me delete the sheet. Right click, delete. I'm on the sales part. I said click on this plus button. That's created a new sheet. Double tap on it and rename it as pivot table. After that is done, I hope everybody, please, if you have any issues, you're free to put on your mic and call me back. Okay, no question. Now, I want to create, before we start doing the instructions, I just wanted to see some examples. Now, how to create a pivot table. Now, I want to do first one with a single cell. I click on this. Make sure you are clicked inside, anywhere inside that table, as long as your mouse is clicking on somewhere inside that table. Then we go to insert. Sorry. See it. Let me show you again. We click on anywhere inside. We go to insert. And you see this pivot table option. You click on this place, the arrow, and click on from table or range. Let me go once again. Make sure you are clicked anywhere inside the table. Go to insert up here. Click on this pivot table. Click on what? From table or range. Now, after clicking on it, you tell you what table you are using, which is this table 2. Where are we doing it on? We are doing it on an existing worksheet. Now, the difference between existing worksheet and new worksheet is that if you click on new worksheet, it will create that new worksheet for you. But we've already created an existing worksheet for ourselves that we name pivot table. So we click on that existing worksheet. Then we say what location are we putting it? We'll come here, this pivot table. Click on it. Then click on anywhere. So let's just click on this C3. That is where we want it to be. Remember, click on existing worksheet. You go and click on the pivot table sheet. And click a cell inside. Now click on add this data to the data module. Make sure you click on it. Then we press what? OK. Now it has created a pivot table option for us. So that is the first step. Now, remember I showed us that pivot table has 4 different sections, which are the filters, the columns, the rows, and the values. Now, if you come back here, we can see it showing the filter section, the column section, the row section, and the value section. Now, one of the good things is that whenever it has to do with numbers, Excel is smart enough to know that what you are talking about is revenue. Now, these are up here. It's showing us all the table names, all the column names. We have dates column, the region column. Can we see it here? I'm going back to the initial sheet. We have the date, the region, the product, sales rep, unit sold, and revenue. So in pivot table, it will show you all the column names. Now let's assume I want to know the total units sold. All I just need to do is click on units sold. Now, automatically it knows that it's going to values. Are we together? But for future sake, especially for you to have more control over what you are doing, I always advise that you hold your left mouse and you drag it by yourself to where you want it to be. So you put it here, and it has already given us the sum of what units sold. Is there any question? Or am I too fast?
Honestly, me, I don't understand this. Oh.
Okay, let me go through it again. Let me go through. I'm going to go through the entire step once again. I'm closing this. I'm deleting this. Do you understand this part that we did? Formatting as a table, our second sheet. Yeah.
You
Okay,
clicked on format as table, right?
what do you say?
And format as table. Is it after highlighting the whole?
Yes, you understand that format as table. So, is Bookkeeper me there?
Yes, I said you clicked on format.
Okay, so you don't have issues with that one. That's good. So
I,
now,
wa- I don't know what you picked there. You said
okay,
format as table, but I didn't really know what you picked there.
okay. So let me delete this. So I'm going to delete this. Reason being that whenever you format as table, it is you can't go back to the initial. Now I always say you should create a duplicate. So I've deleted this. Now let me put it back. Say sales. You are light. Click on move or copy. Then we want it to be before pivot table instructions. Then we want click create a copy. Then press what? Okay. Now it has created a new section for us. This is the original one, which we don't want to touch. And this is the new one, the one I'll be working on. Now I said whenever working with pivot table, the first thing we must always do is what? Is to compact and format, our data set as a table. Let it be recognized as a table. So you highlight everything. After highlighting everything, we come to format as table. We click on it. Like I said, you should click any format, the format that you want. So you can click any one. It's any one of your choice. Everything here is just aesthetics. So you understand. So we click on format as table. And remember, make sure you are clicking this my table as headers. If you're working with a selection that has headers. So we're telling that this is my table with has headers. Please recognize the fact that it has what headers. Click on what? Okay. We formatted as table. This is something we are going to work with, so we'll leave it there. Now I said let's create a new sheet. Because that's where we're going to be putting most of our pivot table and rename it as what? Pivot table. Now, after renaming it as pivot table, we go back to the data that we are working with. Now, I want to create a summarization with this data. And I said the first summary I wanted to check is, the sum of what I have done. I said to do that, we are going to click on anywhere. Make sure you are clicking on anywhere inside that table, as long as you are anywhere inside the table. If you're outside, it's not going to work. After doing that, come to the insert. Then from insert, we click on this pivot table, and we see it. Then we click on what? From table or range. From table or range, we click on it. Now, after doing that, it's going to bring this out for you. Now, this new worksheet is saying that okay, we don't have a worksheet that we want to be using to work with it. Create a new worksheet for me. If you do that, to create a new worksheet, a new space. We've already created one that we named pivot table. That is the sheet we want our pivot table to be. So we click on what? Existing worksheet, meaning the worksheet we want to use is existing before. So Excel, don't create a new one for me. I already have the one I want to use to work. Now it's not asking that, okay, if it's an existing worksheet, where is the location of this worksheet that you want me to put this pivot table in. So I come, make sure this thing is blinking here. Once it's blinking there, we come to this pivot table, the tab, the sheet. We click on it. Now, it has said we've clicked on the sheet. Where on the sheet do we want it to be? I said we click C3. We've done that. Then we click on what? Add this data to the model. Clicked on it. It will go back here. It's nothing. Then you press what? OK. It has brought this. So these are, you know, that you have a pivot table, and you show you these options here too. Now I said, yeah, what is showing you will be the column names, the revenue, quantity sold, sales reps, product, region, and dates, because they're the ones that we are going to be working with. Are we together? Now, I said, let's assume I want to find the total revenue made. What I need to do is click on revenue and drag it to what values. Why? Because we are working with anything that has to do with working with numbers, integers, decimal. You drag them to what values. So I put it on values, and what it has shown the what sum of total revenue. It has done the addition of everything. So it's doing the addition of everything from here, this 400, this place, this 400 to the end. It has done the addition of everything. So it's better than doing here that I would have done. I don't want to do it because it's going to scatter. Okay, let me use this place to do it. It's better than doing equals to sum that you type here. Then we are saying we should do the sum from here to where the end. Can you see? This is 1007 to 100. Let's check what pivot table showed us. 107 to 100. Can you see? So yeah, we didn't even need to write that formula. It has given us our pivot table straight. Let me see. Do you understand, bookkeeper? Is there anybody with question?
My question is, from that revenue, I don't know how you drag it to that values that you're able to get the answer.
Okay, let me remove it. What I said is that once you are going to hold your left mouse down, you get, and like you're holding the mouse down. Let me show you. You are pressing your left mouse down and you're dragging it. If you are using your trackpad on your laptop, you are holding the left side of your mouse. Then the trackpad section, you're not using it to drag it to where values. So it's just a simple drag and drop. So you are removing. Do you understand?
Yes.
So you are dragging it inside. That's done what? The sum. Are we together? Now let's assume I want to check for the, let's say, average. Now to do average, we'll go back to this initial part. Remember this table we're working with. Make sure you are clicking inside. Now let's say I want to check the average quantity sold. What I will do is, you still come back to this same, anything that has to do with pivot table, you always come to this insert, then click on pivot table. From table orange, and we are saying we are using an existing worksheet. Where is the worksheet at? Is in what? Pivot table. Let's say I want it here. All together. Remember, add data to model. And you click on what? Okay. When you do that, I said I want to find the average quantity sold. Now, if I drag this quantity sold to a value, if I drag it, automatically it will give me some. Now, the idea is whenever you want it to be the value you want, like if it's average, the calculation you want, you click on this drop down here. Can we see it? You click on this drop down here and go to value field setting. Let me show you again. Click on what? This drop down beside sum of quantities sold. Go to value field setting and we tell you that okay, oh, I don't want sum. What I want is what? Average. You click on that average and click on what? Okay. Can you see that it has changed to average rather than what? Sum. Do we understand? Let me see if there's any question. Before I go, before we start answering questions there. Anybody with question? Okay, so let's continue. Now, let's go and answer the initial questions that we had. This is the question, example one. We should do what? Sales by region. Now, these examples are showing us two tables. So it's telling us that we want what? They want rows. The rows to be what? Region, and the values to be what? Sum of what? Revenue. So let's go. Pivot table. We go to sales, this place, this same place. We'll click on what? Insert. Click on what? Pivot table. From table or range. Remember, click on what? Existing worksheet. You can click on new worksheet though if you don't have a worksheet before. I always advise that you create that worksheet by yourself so you can do all the pivot table in one area. In one area. So, where is the location? Pivot what? Table. Remember, click on what? Add this data to what? To the model. Then you click on what? Okay. Now, why it's showing me this is that after I clicked add this data to the model, I did not pick where I want this location. Guys, I just picked pivot table, but I didn't say the cell number I wanted it to be. So to correct that, I'll go back to that pivot table option and say I want it to be on what? Okay, let's say I want it to be here. C9. Then I will click on what? Okay. Now it has shown that pivot table what section. Now, what was the question? He said we should what? Do what? Sales by what region? That the region should be in the rows and what the value should be what? Sum of what? Revenue. So what it's going to do is that I'm going to drag region. Can you see? I'm dragging region to what? Rows. So it has shown us the region. We have only 4 regions, which is what? East, north, south, and what? West. Then I'm dragging what? Revenue. Because I'm working with numbers, I'm dragging revenue to what? Values. Can we see? So what it has done, let me tell you what it has done entirely for us. It has done if statement and sum for us. So it's saying if what it was doing was that, sorry, let me delete this. What it just did for us was that if region is equals to what? East. You understand? Find the sum of all the values that are on that east. So it's like filtering. You have filtering for only east, and it's what finding the what? The sum. That's what it's doing here. So it did for east. Did the sum of total sales they made in the total revenue in the east. North, the total revenue in the north. South, total revenue in the south. West, total revenue in the what? West. Can I see still amounts to the 107,2100 that we still had here. Can you see how pivot table is breaking down into mini tables for us? It's breaking down the entire thing to a summarization of small tables for us. If I continue to the next question on pivot table, is there any question? Okay, in the answers of any question. We are going to do one more part, then I'll show you how to make a chart from these tables. So, what's the next question? The next question says that what? So, I want you to see this because it's going to show us three different things. Just watch, or two, I mean, and you're going to see how it works. Find sales by products and what region. They say that we want the product to be in the rows, the columns to be in the region, and the values to be sum of what? Revenue. So let's do that. I'm back on my table. I go to insert. I'm saying I want to put what? A pivot table from table or range. We're saying in an existing what? Worksheet. What existing worksheet? Pivot table. Let's say we want it here. Remember, add data to this model. They click on what? Okay. Can you see everything is just, we are just repeating the same step. The only place that is different is that what we want the tables to show. Oh, we are still always repeating that same step. Now, according to the question, it told us that what? We should put what? Products in the rows, region in what? The column, and it's still what? Sum of what? Revenue. So we're dragging products to rows, region to what? Columns, and what? I hope people are seeing what I'm doing now. I drag these products to rows. I drag this region to columns. Okay, question. Okay. Then I'm dragging what? Revenue to where? Values. Can we see what it has done for us? It's now checking desktop in the east. How much did they sell? 57,000. In the north, it sold 132,000. In the south, like these are the products sold: desktop, laptop, monitor, phone, tablet. And now it's not checking for the ones they sold in the east. Now, can you see that the grand total here, 23,700, is the same thing here, 237,700. So these are ways to check that okay, what you are doing is actually correct. So what we are doing now is just we've broken this sum of revenue. We broke it down to first east, north, southwest. Then we're now breaking it down again. Is that after checking for the east, north, southwest, give me for each of the products that were sold, which were for desktop, laptop, monitor, phone, and tablets. Now it's telling us this is the total amount to desktop sold 40,000, 408,000. The total amount laptop sold 316,000, but across the different regions. I seen how beautiful pivot table works. Especially when we get to using it to create charts and our dashboards. So let me see if there's any question. Please, if there's any question, endeavor to ask. This is the last question I'm going to answer. Then we create a chart from it. Question what? Question 3 says you find what? Top sales rep. So said the roles should be what? State rep, sales rep. The value should be what? Sum of revenue, and what? Sum of what? Units sold. Now let me change this to what? To average units sold, just for you to see average. Or let's even do sum of units sold, comma, average units what? Units sold. So let's go. We go to this again. We click insert pivot table. Remember, from table or what range, we click on what existing worksheet that what we're using, which is what pivot what table. Where do we want it to be? Let's say we want it here. You can pick anywhere in your sheet that you want your pivot table to be. So add data to model and what? Okay. Now, what did the question say again? It said we should do what? Top sales rep. So sales reps in rows. Now, I want you to look at this carefully. Sales reps in what? Rows. Sum of revenue. So what? Values. Now, you think that, where do I now want to put the remaining? What pivot table helps you do? It also helps you break things down with section, which means you can put more than one thing in each of these places. So we've done for sum of revenue. The next thing we are saying to do was sum of what quantity sold. You drag it to that same place. Once you see that green, you put it. Can you see? That's done for sum of revenue. That's done for what? Sum of what quantity sold. And we are saying we still want sum of quantity sold to be there. So we drag it and what put it there. Now it's showing it as sum of quantity sold 2. Now, one thing you need to know if you want to change, please look at this arrow here. In this section, okay, you can't zoom that part in Excel. This arrow here that I'm putting, I say you can put the order in which you want it to be. So I don't want this sum of quantity sold to be here. I want it to be on top of this sum of quantity sold 2. Can you see as I'm dragging it, this green is showing you that this is where you want it to be. So I'm putting it where? Here. Can you see that it has what changed here? But this one, I don't want it to be what sum of quantity sold, sum of units sold. I mean, I want it to be what average. So I click on this. Remember, value field settings. Then change this to what average. Then change this place to what the custom name to what average unit what sold. And click on what okay. Can you see? So now we have what the sales rep Alice, Bob, Carol, David, Emma, Frank. Then the sum of quantity sold by each of them, the total units sold by each of them, and what the average unit sold by each of them. Is there any question before we go to the last part of today? Minutes for you to look at it and tell me if you have any questions.
Hello, sir. Hello. Hello, sir. Hello.
Yeah, I didn't get you.
Okay, I wanted to find out as in I wanted to really know the process of how you changed that other side to average. I knew you dragged in the total unit sold, and then how you're able to now change it. I think that's right. And then why you're not able to now arrange it in the hierarchy of how you wanted it to show on the place.
Okay, so this is it again. Let me double click on it. Sorry. Once you double click on the pivot table, sorry. So, sorry, let me show you what I just did now. For some for some pivot table, for some people, maybe they're using the current version. If you click on it, it's supposed to show the entire field list. But if it does not show, once you click on it, just come to pivot analyze, then click on what field list. Bring this back out. Now, for the question you asked, initially, I said if I want, let's assume now, I don't want this sum of revenue to be here. I want it to be at the end. What I will do is that I will come here where all the three, remember I dragged three things to this place. I'll come here, click on that sum of revenue, and I start dragging it to where I want it to be. Let me click on that one. Let's say average. Let's drag average units first to the top. I want it to be at the top. So once I click on average units, as I'm going up, it's going to be showing me. Can you see this green? This green that is here. If I click on it, average will go to where? This second place, average units sold. If I want it to be in the first place, I come here. Remember, see this arrow. This arrow is supposed to be showing you the things that you have in that section. This sum of revenue, this average units sold, this sum of units sold. So I still drag this average units sold again. Say no, I want it to be the first one. So I click on it and I go up. You show a green on top of sum of revenue. It's the average units sold here. Now I say I want the sum of revenue to go to the end. So I'll go to this sum of units sold. I click on it and I'm dragging it. So it's supposed to be after average units sold, right? So I leave it. Then average units sold, sum of revenue sold, then sum of units sold, then what? Sum of what? Revenue. So let me put it back the way it was initially. I want the sum of revenue to be at the top. So I click on sum of revenue. Because now it's down. Once you click on it and dragging it, you see it's going up. So before what? Average what? Units sold. Then this is sum of units sold. You click on it, then you drag it. I say I don't want it up here. Please look at it. There's a green showing. Green showing is showing that that's where you want it to be. But I want it what's under here. So I click on it. Sum of what units sold. Now for that average that you asked, remember I told you automatically, when you drag anything that has to do with numbers to values, automatically what it does is sum. I wanted to find average. So what I did was that I clicked on this thing here, this arrow. I clicked on it. Then I clicked on what? Value field settings. This is value field settings. Now, when I pick what I want, let's assume it was maximum I want. I'll click on the maximum. You understand? Then click on what? Okay. Can you see? That means Alex sold. The maximum and Alex has sold is 20. The maximum Bob sold was 19. You get? But I don't want maximum. I want it to show average. So I click on this thing. Always make sure that this arrow is here showing. I click on it. Value field settings. Then what? Click on what? Average. Is average I want. Here, you can pick what name, what you want the title to be. You can change it by yourself. That's why I want average. Now you can say you want count, you want maximum, standard deviation, distinct counts. You understand? Choose any one of your choice. This average I want. I click on what? Okay. That's giving me what's the average. Do you understand now?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Is there any other question before I show us how to create the charts from? Sorry. Let's see if there's any question in the chat. Okay, no question. So now, creating a chart from what? The pivot table. That's the last thing we are doing today. It's very simple. Now, to make your table look, should I say, professional or smart, the first thing you do is what? You click on that table section. And you come to what? To design. Okay, see again. Let me do it again. Click on the table section. Make sure you're on design. And you what? Click on report layout. How do you want it to be? And you say, I want it to be in what? Tabular form. Now it's in tabular form. Where you see it very well, where you understand it very well, something like this. That's sum of revenue, column labels, row labels. So I click on it. Make sure it's on design. Come to report layouts. Click on what? Tabular form.
Ladies Investment Limited, WhatsApp audio.
So it has changed to what? Tabular form. Then where is it? So this is it in what? Tabular form. Then the last one, you click on it. Just always make sure you do that. You put that in what? Tabular form. Together. So just not to confuse us, this is where we'll be stopping for today. I'm going to send the assignments to the group chat. So what will be left is you seeing how to create a chart. I don't want to, overwhelm us. I want us to, go and understand what we've done so far, understanding how you do the normal charts. And as a data analyst, most times you might not really use that normal chart because when it comes to creating dashboard, you will need a pivot table to create your dashboard. Now, as data analyst, you can just use that your normal charts, check, get an insight for yourself. So I'll give you an assignment. You see how to work with normal charts. This assignment, though I promise, is simpler than the last assignment that I gave. I'm going to send it to the group chat this night. Then you're going to, if you understood what pivot table, how pivot table works. Now we are still going to use these pivot tables, this particular data that is on Saturday. We're going to use it to create a dashboard. So what I'll be doing on Wednesday is we'll do correction to the assignment. And for the assignment and this one, you see how to create charts on it. And Saturday, we're going to create dashboards. So before I end, is there any question or any confusion anywhere?
I didn't really know how you got that tabular from the last question. I didn't really know how you sorted it as how we got to this page.
Which one? Which question is that?
The last one that you're talking about, is it to get a tabular, get it in
tabular form? Okay,
Yes.
it's nothing serious. I just said it is a standard way when you click on after you've done your pivot table. Now, when we do something that has multiple rows and multiple columns, you would see it like better. But I said anytime you've done your pivot table, always make sure that you click on it, go to design, then your report layouts, click on report layout, and always click on this show in tabular form. Do you understand? Now, it might not really make sense now because we have a lot of. Let me see something. Let me create one more pivot table. I want to create a new sheet so you can see it because I'm going to delete it after. Now, pivot table. So let's create a pivot table from here. Insert pivot table from table to range. Existing worksheets. This is just to explain. So you don't need to really do what I'm doing. I just need to follow. So I've clicked on worksheet 8. And what? Add to model, then okay. Now let's assume I drag products. Let's assume I drag region, yeah, and I drag products to these same rows. Oh. Please look at me. I drag region and I drag product to these rows. Can you see the way it's looking? Now, I'm now saying, see the units what sold, the sum of units sold. See how it looks like now. I drag region. So do we have two here? Region and what? Rows. We have region and rows here. So what we do is,
It's for region and product, right?
see,
Region and product there to the row.
yes, region and products are in the rows. Then in the values, I put what sum of unit. See how the table looks like. Now, when we click convert to table, so let's do this. Click on it, come to design, report layout, show in tabular format. Can you see it showing in a better way now compared to before that we didn't put it in what the tabular? See how it looks like. You just put is desktop, not this. But now in the tabular format, it is easier for you to understand, see what you are doing. So I put report layout, show you what tabular format. Do you understand the reason for using that tabular format now, Ms. Bami?
I just wanted to know the process. That means from design, right?
Okay, the
From
process, yes. You go to design,
Okay,
then click
from
on
design
what?
to
Report layout.
sales. Okay.
Then click on what? Showing what? Tabular form.
Mhm.
Any other question? Okay. In the absence of any question, I think we've come to the. I'm going to send the assignments to the group chat like now. I think we've come to the end of pivot table, and we are getting there on our way to being called data analysts. I don't know if Mr. Benga has anything to say before we end the recording now.